listen son, let me tell you a story of something. Once upon a time, this game is known as Brown Dust, and when Seto was first introduced back then, he was trash. The trashiest of all legendaries. 1 year later, here we are, right now, witnessing one of the strongest legendaries in the game. He ain't no trash no more, son. That ain't it. This is a new Seto we're talking about. This is the story of Seto. Hey, what is up guys? Guitar Rock here, welcome back to another Brave 9 video. Alright, I have a bunch of Seto gameplay for you guys, and hopefully we'll be able to give you guys more insight regarding Seto. If you guys have recruited Seto and etc and still trying to get your Seto up to the plus 12, and whether or not you think it's worth it, definitely, hopefully this will be able to answer your question. Look at that. My Lyudmila just died right there from Seto's counter. Now, one thing that I need to clear up is regarding Seto's reflect, right? So Seto's reflect reflects both DOT, fixed damage DOT and damage. While when Seto hit, there's no DOT right there. So that's something they have to keep in mind. Natus! Oh, Natus just died right there. Now that will be an interesting one. Oh my god, Seto just pawning the Valtor. Valtor plus 9? Yeah, that's why you go for Vital Runes for Valtor. Never go for Assault Runes, alright? You don't... Like seriously, any Valtor users out there, if you build Valtor or if you are bringing back your Valtor for specifically to counter Seto, always put Vital Runes. There's no reason for your Valtor to be using Assault Runes, alright? Because Valtor cannot kill units like Grand Hilda or Cowley or, you know, any units with Taunt, Benshina, etc. He can't. So there's just no reason for you to be putting Assault Runes, trying to double or triple buff him. He's not meant to use for that purpose. He's gonna be able to one-shot, like, you know, units like Adin, Angelica, and he doesn't need Assault Runes for that. So Vital Runes is still the way to go. It's the more optimal build. Look at this. Seto destroying Adins everywhere. Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of new and interesting Seto formations. And I do get why Valtor is being used a lot right now, because like Seto is so dominant everywhere. Literally everywhere I've seen Seto. Alright, there's not one battle that I've seen nobody uses Seto yet. So this one is an Albion. Okay, very interesting. The Albion is gonna get sniped by Lyudmila. So we're gonna have a Yuri going in first. Boom, Seto destroying that Natus. Boom, Seto hits my Grand. So I strongly believe this, that I do think Grand Hilda is the best counter to Seto right now. Not Valtor, not Valtor. Grand is actually a better counter. Now, Grand does a lot of things, alright? Grand can help enemy Livia, you know, if you can taunt properly. Like Livia right there died to my Seto counter because of Grand. So setup is very important with Grand Hilda. So if you guys out there, you know, you are a Grand user, it's very important to set up your Grand Hilda accordingly. So look at that, Seto with 46 HP. Kaboom! Look, poof, easy. So one thing that I've noticed for Seto hitting enemy Seto, I notice sometimes he heals and sometimes he doesn't. So I'm not 100% sure on the interaction right there. So why does Seto sometimes heal, sometimes he does not? Someone has told me before that he only heals based off the normal damage, not the additional damage. So I'm not entirely sure if that's the case, but it doesn't seem like it's consistent overall. So that's something that you guys have to pay attention to. And regarding, a lot of players have been asking me regarding Seto's counters, right? Such as Beliaf and Valtor, whether are they worth building right now? It's going to depend on a lot of things. If you are a new player, you have heard other players say that, hey, Beliaf is good to counter Seto. Most likely you shouldn't follow them because Beliaf is a double-edged sword. Alright, so what do I mean by that? When you use Beliaf, not only do you risk Seto countering you, you're feeding Seto skeletons. Alright, so every time Seto feeds or kills one of your skeletons, Seto will be able to heal. That is actually very bad for that Beliaf user. So if you do not have a good formation to be based off on that, you know, countering that Seto, I don't think you should just blindly use Beliaf just because someone told you to. That's something that I think newer players might fall into the so-called trap of, oh, I'm going to pick Beliaf because someone told me to because it counters Seto. In most cases, no. You don't really see that kind of scenario often. Like, how often do you meet a Seto on your same lane, right? On your same lane as your Christina Beliaf combo in skip tile? Like, what are the odds of that? Because as far as I see, yes, sometimes I do see Seto on skip lane, but sometimes I see them at the back, sometimes I see them in front. Alright, so most of the time, I think I see them at the back the most, at far rare. Yeah, and even if you do encounter them on skip tiles, alright, on somewhere in skip, what are the odds? What are the odds that your Beliaf Christina counter, you know, will be able to hit enemy Seto? So there's a 33% chance because there's 3 different lanes. So you have to take that into consideration. I wouldn't consider Beliaf a good counter unless you're talking about Guild Wars or Underground Arena where you can actually control the settings better. But in Arena, in regular Arena, not really. I don't think Beliaf is a good counter to Seto. She can be used, but she's not a good one, you know? I feel like Grand Hilda is just so much better in 90% of the cases. Who just died? Christina? Okay, that's interesting. Alright. So, the reason why I said Grand Hilda counters Seto is because 2 things. Grand Hilda will always have taunt. So that means that enemy Seto will always try to hit Grand. So that reduces enemy Seto's HP, number 1. Number 2, when Grand hits Seto, you know, that's like 2 times the amount of reduction in terms of the HP. The interaction of how it works will be able to remove Seto's HP twice the amount. So it's going to speed up the process in getting rid of enemy Seto. So I feel so lucky as a Grand user, to be honest, right now in this meta, based on all the battles that I've seen so far. I feel like Grand has so huge of an impact. It might not be seen that much if you don't own a Grand. It's hard for you to notice that, but yeah, it's definitely something that I thought I would bring that up because I feel like she still is probably the best Seto counter out there right now. Oof, dying right there. Okay, so in this case, we're gonna have something to take care of the Grand. So both our Livia will die. No, my Livia will die. Enemies Natus will die. Okay, it is what it is. Natus, boom, look at that. So here we come. Seto going in, hitting Edin right there. GG Edin, GG. Christina cannot do anything to me. Kaboom, boom. Look at that, Seto just died. I don't have to do anything because, like, this is how good Grand is. Like, Seto just comes in and dies to your Grand. Like, you don't have to go in and hit him. He will die. Alright, so it's just a matter of time. And usually the battle is decided in whose Seto dies first. Whether you like it or not, that's how the meta has turned into right now. It's like, if your Seto dies first, cool. The only thing that would change is if somewhat enemy has a tank like a Valtor or some sort, then yeah, it doesn't matter. But in most cases, yeah, whoever's Seto dies first, you know, that person will probably lose the battle. Crimson Kiss. Okay, so let's see if I can showcase more. That looks like a Livia plus 10. I actually can't tell. Valtor front. Alright, something that's interesting and unique. 2 lane formation. Livia is 12. Okay. So can my Lumila snipe this Grand? Boom. Okay, we did it. So enemy will go first with Lumila as well. No, Christina first. Oh, Benshina right there. Oh, okay. Okay, Benshina got... Did she got bleed? No bleed on her. Boom, look at that. Seto receiving the damage right there. Okay, here comes Livia. Boom, each of our Livia died to Seto right there. Very good. Boom, and we got it. So that time I healed to full. Notice that? My Seto healed to full when I killed the enemy Seto right there. So Valtor hits me. At this point, okay, this is a tough one. I might lose this one because I do not have anything. So yeah, Seto is also weak against Rafitia in case you guys are wondering. So every time enemy Seto hits someone who has Rafi's buff, his HP will decrease a little bit. Oh my god, Valtor so good right here. So this Valtor did not have any Rafitia's buff because it's all the way in front. But yep, the Valtors, man. I'm curious myself as to see in my server like what are the percentage right now of Valtor. One thing to note, Valtor is strong but can be countered by Lucius, believe it or not. So if my Lucius is strong enough, let's say if I have a plus 12 Lucius and I have a fatal rage rune, I do think this Valtor will die. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. So I do think that having Lucius kind of prioritizes that in a way and makes everything to be much more important. Okay, this is extremely scary. Okay, we have a Valtor rampant going rampage right here. Almost 100,000 HP gonna come soon. Now this is a plus 9, so not that scary yet. Oh, boom! Okay, Rafitia dead. My first death got activated. Oh, 100,000 HP Valtor. Here comes. Albion is useless at this point. Boom! I can take 3 more hits. This might actually go to round... Oh my god, this might actually go to round 15. Oh! Lucius with the damage, look at that. Lucius with the powerhouse. Crit Lucius. Boom! Look at that, 57,000. That's why, do not underestimate Lucius. Like I mentioned, my Lucius was a plus 5. Imagine if I had a plus 12 Lucius. The power right there. I think Lucius synergy right there is pretty good. Just to counter Valtor specifically. This is what I think, alright? It's not something that is a fact, but it's more of my opinion. And I strongly believe with Seto, it lessens the gap between players who have add-in and players who do not have add-in. Alright, I think I'm going to say this a couple of times because before this I actually do not have add-in. I feel like I'm always behind. I feel like I'm always behind because I lack the damage. But now with Seto, I don't feel that way anymore. In fact, I feel like add-in users, they are kind of bad right now. Players who still stuck to their add-in because it feels like add-in is... You know, you are using add-in as a food for Seto. If Seto hits add-in, usually add-in dies, right? And that's like feeding Seto the HP because when Seto recovers and stuff. So that's something that I'm not sure if that's something that's true or not, but it's just based on my observations so far. Ooh, Seto and Seto action right here. Boom. Who's dead on the back? Grand. Okay, it's just a matter of... this is not looking good. I need to get rid of this Lucius in the next one. Oh no. Counter each other? Oh wow. Both of us died. Okay, that was funny. That was funny. So yeah, overall I can easily conclude that Seto is currently the strongest warrior right now. Alright, at the time of me recording this. Maybe in the future we'll get stronger warriors, but right now currently there's just no better comparison. Alright, Seto is undeniably the strongest warrior, alright, in terms of, I mean, I keep calling him a warrior, but he is actually a defender as well because he can take hits. He is actually a supporter as well because he can heal himself. So he's like all 3 package in one, like, to be honest. In a nutshell, kind of makes him extremely broken. So yeah, if you guys have not yet picked your Seto, or if you're still considering to actually build your Seto, definitely that's something that you have to get into soon. I mean, like, at this point in time, I've been making multiple Seto videos already, so hopefully you guys know the strengths of, you know, actually owning one. And actually, if you don't own one, you're kind of putting yourself at a disadvantage at this point. Alright guys, so that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Oh, look at that 69%.